People have been clamoring for an all-wheel drive Corvette for decades. Of course, those voices mostly refer to boomers who want to drive their cars in the snow, but the sentiment still lingers. Now, conveniently, the automotive industry's electric revolution is coming together with the C8 team's understanding that AWD would be a logical way to get another performance boost for the first mid-engine Corvette. Chevy is also hoping that the first hybrid Corvette will warm public opinion to the idea of an all-electric vehicle that will eventually roll out of the Bowling Green, Kentucky plant. What is it? Designed to be equally at home on the road and on the racetrack, the 2024 Corvette E-Ray's distinctive personality comes from a compelling mix. It comes standard with the Z06's wider body and wheel tire package. It uses the Stingray's chassis and engine. The Z06's massive Brembo carbon ceramic brakes are standard, along with Chevy's latest generation magnetic steering and Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tires. It's not the hybrid you'd expect. According to the Corvette team, the biggest misconception about the E-Ray is what purpose its electrification serves. Instead of using an electric motor to minimize fuel consumption like most traditional hybrids, the E-Ray uses its motor primarily to increase performance. The 6.2-liter V8 engine handles most of the propulsion functions when not controlled by one of two electrically controlled EV drive modes. At no stage of normal operation does the vehicle rely solely on the electric motor. And no, it's not a plug-in. Electric bits instead. The E-Ray uses high-voltage lithium-ion batteries to power the front wheels. These batteries are located inside the structural tunnel that passes through the passenger compartment. The EAWD system manages power flow when needed, such as during hard acceleration and fast cornering, using electric front-wheel drive to aid performance. Batteries drain quickly during fast driving. However, the system will never drop below the minimum buffer level to ensure that you are not unexpectedly left with only the rear drive. However, the system only works up to 150 miles per hour, at which point the front engine disengages. While electric driving isn't the primary function of the E-Ray's all-wheel drive system, Chevy engineers saw fit to equip the sports car with a couple of silent driving modes, Stealth and Shuttle. Stealth mode allows you to drive the car on battery only at speeds up to 40 miles per hour. The relatively small 1.9 kilowatt-hours battery will last 3 to 4 miles depending on the terrain. In stealth mode, the gasoline engine kicks in when you demand more torque than the electric motor can provide, or when you require accessories like the HVAC system. At the same time, turning on the shuttle mode accelerates the speed of the car by 15 miles per hour and turns off the gasoline engine completely. Practically speaking, they are little more than party tricks. The two EV modes are selected by turning the console-mounted control mode selector after entering the vehicle but before pressing the start button. In this case, the sequence of operations is important. Driving the Stealth feels like any regular hybrid sedan, as long as the throttle inputs are weak and the road isn't graded. The E-Ray glides along happily while playing a government-issued beep tone that sounds like funny sounds from the Jetsons and Tron. Simple as they are, the twin EV modes caused some head-scratching. Since system activation is performed when the vehicle is turned off, there is no practical way to use the silent controls at startup. This means that if you want to be a good neighbor and silently return the Vette to the garage at the end of a long day, you'll have to pull over at the end of the block, shut the car off completely, and start again. It would be more useful if it could be changed on the fly like the standard driver modes. How to drive on the road. The E-Ray is as comfortable as a Stingray. The standard magnetic shock absorbers happily soak up road undulations and the extension engages easily. Inside, not much has changed compared to the regular Corvette. except for a new set of E-Ray information displays and a Charge Plus button on the driver's right knee that puts the EAWD system into battery-saving mode. A head-up display is also standard on the E-Ray series. Wind and road noise remain, with the car's wide all-season tires amplifying the noise over the Stingray's narrower rubber. The artificial touch of sci-fi whining added to the interior soundtrack was less than appreciated, and eventually made us wonder if our tinnitus had flared up. Interestingly, the cabin seemed quieter at highway speeds with the convertible top retracted in the convertible. Beautiful summer weather greeted our time behind the wheel. But Chevy says the E-Ray can be a capable four-season cruiser that handles even snow-covered roads with little drama if the right tires are installed. To that end, Michelin will offer a snow tire sized for the beefy E-Ray tires. Great performance when something is billed as the fastest of all time. There are big shoes to fill, especially when it's a Corvette. With a manufacturer estimated 0 to 60 time of just 2.5 seconds, the Corvette E-Ray is 0.1 seconds ahead of its Z06 siblings. That's no small feat considering the Z06 is lighter and more powerful. And the new model's 10.5 second quarter-mile time is enough to get you into trouble on most track test nights. To experience this firsthand, we headed to Pikes Peak International Speedway in Fountain, Colorado, where we were given time on the track's indoor road course and a traditional parking lot autocross. The E-Ray is suitably fast when it comes to straight-line speed. Using the launch control, after finding it buried in the menus, produces average 2-second bursts of up to 60 repeats with very little brainpower. A good part of why the car is so fast comes from the added traction of the all-wheel drive. Both the Stingray and the Z06 exhibit some wheel slip under hard acceleration, even with the Corvette's exceptional traction control. However, while the E-Ray's front wheels dug in for extra grip, the rears proved difficult to spin in a straight line. While the car's straight line speed is impressive, where the E-Ray really shines is cornering. In real time, the vehicle's EAWD and performance traction control systems take into account surface friction, tire traction and driver intent to dynamically adjust torque distribution for the best chassis balance and cornering speed and stability. This gives a very natural torque feel without the much perceived torque steer at the front axle. This means you can get back on the throttle quicker when going through corners, resulting in impressive exit speeds without braking the car or chasing its tail. The drop-off speed is also low dramatic, thanks to the E-Ray's match with the Z06's carbon ceramic Brembo brakes. Counterintuitively, this car will also drift. Part of the autocross experience was the drifting area where we were encouraged to drift and keep it as long as we wanted. Roasting someone else's $1,000 tires? You don't need to ask us twice. Turning the car at the right speed and braking the rear wheels without traction is the easy part. As soon as the rear begins to slide, driver instinct tells them to apply countersteer while easing off the throttle to stop the slide. However, the best course of action with the E-Ray is to stay tight on the throttle and maintain the smoke show with small steering adjustments. Letting off the throttle even the tiniest bit lets the front wheels grip and the fun is complete.